Alright, today's agenda. I already got it mapped out, but we're basically building our own boom tubes. Some of you might know them from NASCAR, but that's what we're going to try and build. We're going to be putting it on the old 68 Ranchero. I think I'm going to be able to get it all done today, but I'm hoping to just build the square tubing. I'll show you guys what I got going on here. Let's see. If you look down under here, basically comes from the headers into that kind of triangle flange adapter, and then it goes into like a resonator, and then it's just straight pipe back and out the sides. What I'm gonna have to do is I'm gonna have to take that 90 from each side, make a slit on the corner, and weld it together to basically make an X pipe that I can then use to match up the boom tubes. This is all thanks to Stapleton 42. Watch his videos, and I'm gonna give it a shot, because like him, I think we're all just searching for the sound. So basically what I'm doing for my boom tubes is I got this old scrap metal. It's 4 foot long, which should be long enough. So when I measured it over there from where the X pipe's going to be, it's supposed to be 3 foot. So this just gives me extra room. But what I'm doing is I'm going to do an inch tall, and then for the 3 exhaust ports, basically, they're going to be 2 inches wide, and then another inch lip. So I'm just going to make a little groove on this line, fold it up. I'm going to have to cut this side off, and then again make a little groove, fold that side up, and then I'll just have to cap it on the top. I don't know if this is an inch. Either way, I'll probably have to make, yeah, definitely have to make some more. But to get an idea, that's what it's going to be like. And then I'll put a top cap on it, and should be ready to rock. So I'm going to try and build that part, and then I'm going to try and build the part where it comes from the 2.5 inch piping to the boom tube. So it's going to be a circle into the square, which is going to be kind of hard, but I have an idea in my head, so there you go, that's what we're going to work on. a nice groove in it. Now I just got to bend her over on both sides. This one actually ended up, this piece I cut off ended up being an inch, but this other one was just a touch wider. But I'll probably just go and get some stock like that to cut down the middle. That way all I have to do is just slice it to 4 feet and weld her in place. Whew. Let's go see if we can bend this metal over. There you have it. Whew. Sweating. Pretty darn straight. Kind of hard to show it, but not bad at all. Should be pretty sweet. I think this bottom one though kind of has a bow in it. Might play out into my favor. I'm not exactly sure. Let's see if I can show you. Yeah, she looks a little tweaked, but it's still not bad. It's workable. Hard part's gonna be creating that. Basically, not a collector, but a jointer, or not a joiner, but a joint, going from this rectangular to a circle. But that's what's next on the agenda. So I'm gonna go mark it out and see what I can come up with. I don't know what part we missed. My camera battery died, but so I basically got this one folded up. Woo-wee. What I'm gonna do is this end, I obviously forgot to account for the folding. So this end, I might just have to make a little wedge and weld in there. But this end, this is the size that I need right here, so I can cut these ones off. And then, as you can see, it overlaps pretty good. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to come down the middle with the grinder, with a cutoff wheel, and just cut it off, and then that way I can just run a bead down it and seam it up. But take this. Alright, let's see. Should match up pretty good. Once it's all said and done, just like that. Obviously there's a little bit of a gap, but nothing I can't fill in. So it should work. The only thing is I just gotta make sure that this is gonna line up with a squished around piece, which it should. I'm gonna go see actually if I have a round piece that I can kind of mock up and squish just to make sure. What I ended up doing was I obviously found the circumference of 2.5 inch diameter piping, which ended up being 7 inches and 7/8. So that's how I came up with basically the rectangle for the small end on the boom tube. But basically what I've got to do is I just got to take that tube and squish it down to where it almost, obviously it's going to be kind of oval shaped, but then I'll just try and match it up the best I can, and probably going to have to fill it in with some welding and some beads and stuff, but that's alright. Let's see here if I got any extra tubing. Go figure, it doesn't really look like it. Dang it. I do want to put this one on though, the other side. Just a little bit of flex tube. Damn it. I thought I had some, but I didn't. Because what I ended up doing on this side, as you can kind of see there, right there. It's not wanting to focus very well. Because I got a flex tube on this side, but on the other side, I wasn't able to get it on there. But I'm probably just gonna have to cut it a little bit longer than this side, and then that way it'll fit on straight, and then I can get it done. But I'm gonna go finish up folding these ones, cutting them, and then later on today I'm gonna go get the 45s that I need, probably from like O'Reilly's, just something stupid, but as long as it works, it works. I wasn't able to show much. It's kind of hard. I don't have my tripod right now. That kind of gives you an idea. Pretty close. So I just got to weld that seam up. Weld in the pieces going down the middle of it. Weld this seam up. This one's a little bit fucking worse. I might have to find a piece to throw in between. Seam's still pretty good though. anything else really. I mean, look how long those things are. I definitely won't need all that, which is nice because I'm gonna have to cut the 45 or whatever the angles ended up being once it's sticking out the side of the car. But now I just basically got to go cut the top piece for both of them, and then I just got to get the metal hopefully today for inside, and then just basically weld it all up and hope these things work. Tomorrow I'll see if I can't get those I don't know, I gotta find where I put those spare exhaust pieces, but basically I'm pretty sure you guys know what I'm talking about. I'm just trying to squish this down to where it'll fit on like so. I mean, it definitely looks like it should. And this stuff's thicker too, so squish it down and shoot. Even if it squishes down and goes over the top of that, that'd be sweet. So then I could just mark a line, cut it at that line so that way it lines up perfectly. Woo! We'll see. Alright, time for some more cutting. Well, I didn't record it because by the time we got done grabbing the bits and pieces of metal that I needed, which are right here. So I got these 45s, and then I saw these two little coupling devices for 2.5 inch. So you can either fit inside or it can go over the top. I got two of those, and I got these 45s. Gonna need those because it's gonna be going headers to a little bit of straight pipe, to the flex pipe, to then it's going to have to 45, I believe, in towards the drive line, towards the X pipe, which I got to build the X pipe off of the 90s that are already on the car. I got to cut them off. And then from the 90s, it should shoot out directly into here. And again, I just got to squish the 90 end and then see how far it slides over. Hopefully it slides up a little bit so I can chop it. I did end up cutting down the seam. It's not straight at all, but it doesn't really matter. But I cut it down so now they're laying pretty damn flush. And I had this little extra piece that came off of one of the cuts. It's gonna basically fill in the gap right there. If that makes sense. But there's the boom tubes. Let's see. Can I do it? My phone probably doesn't have enough yet. My phone doesn't have enough power. I don't think I have a flashlight. Alright, let's see. Does it work though? That's the question. Ooh-wee. We got power. Man, let's see. Set that down right there. Yeah, baby. We just gotta add the metal going down the middle of it. Hopefully do that tomorrow if I can find the right stuff. It's got to be 7/8 of an inch thick. Because the stuff I have now, this guy, I don't even 3/4 by 6 foot. 3/4 is just not quite thick enough. It would, if I welded it in place, there would either be a gap on top or it would suck the middle down. And I don't really want to do that, so I gotta find 7/8 of an inch thick stock. And after that, it's basically just cutting all the old stuff off and welding up the new stuff. So, wish me luck. That's where we're gonna probably end this one and be back once I start slapping some welds on. Hopefully I get the carb kit in the mail for that thing. Get her back together. And then this thing I kind of messed up, but I think it's fixable. But so I added these pieces going up just to try and clean up the seams. But I had a piece that came off of here and wrapped around. It looked kind of janky, but now it looks really janky. So I got this giant gap going all the way up, and over here is even worse. Yeah, I gotta fix that piece. If I get that thing flush, it wouldn't be so bad. But it ain't looking good. Well, then what I gotta do on this guy is this front, I think it's called the slave cylinder. Ended up sticking, I guess, awkward. I let all the fluid drain out. So I got one of them heavy duty wrenches to get the lug nuts off, and I guess you can kind of see here the whole inside of the wheel and tire is all covered in brake fluid. And then I want to take off that top rack. I'm going to have to anyways, but that's got to come off. And then I want to add 4 more solar panels. 2 over there and then 2 going across up top. And then we got plans for this thing down the road. Basically make it into a water truck. And get the 275 gallon totes. Stack about, 2, 4, 6, 12 of them in there. She'll be ready to rock. See, I guess, I don't know, I could make all that stock out of this. Because this piece, but I gotta make 6 of them. I got that piece of metal, but I don't know if I can get all 6 out of it. I don't know. We'll see. Probably just go buy some bar stock. Oh yeah, and then the whole trailer. So I ended up getting this thing licensed. Look at those pretty decent welds. But I welded these things on in place, and then I wrap them around so that way the chain goes backwards, and it eats up a lot of the chain as well. They're quite long. I don't know if you can see them, yeah. Not too shabby. Put the box on it, put the fenders on it. Pretty sweet. And there she is. Woo-wee. New lights, new plate. She's ready to rock as well. Kind of nice getting some stuff accomplished. Pretty much all this week though, I get to take care of this yard. Fun stuff. Alright, we're out.